Alright guys, so what we got for you here is some bootleg NBA 2K16 gameplay. So I thought I would go over it with you guys here. I definitely saw some positives along with some negatives. Now we do have to keep in mind that this is not a finished product, the game is not released yet. And in all due respect 2K, it usually takes about 2 patches, usually around Christmas time is when 2K reaches its optimal strength. Then after that, they mess with sliders. Ryan 2K starts missing shots and all that with his boy Steph Curry. And, he tweaks the sliders and three-point cheese takes over. But, the optimal time for 2K is usually around Christmas time. After that second patch is released, that's usually the top of this gameplay. So, there's different technologies implemented here. So let's actually start the footage and just start watching it a bit here. I've actually watched it once or twice already. So, there's things going on here. For one thing, we have to recognize is that the graphics are the same. I mean, I know you can barely tell on here, but just kind of get in the, if you can really read into the pixels here, the graphics are not really different. And we have to realize that the emphasis this year was not on graphics anyway. And, you got Draymond Green doing that little moonwalk right there. That definitely something that needs to be fixed, and that's kind of an embarrassing showing by 2K here, although this is footage that was not really supposed to be released yet. So, hopefully they're still working on that, the little kinks right there. But yes, back to graphics. So, like I was saying before, NBA Live 15 graphics were not good. They were not. So the jump from 15 graphics to Live 16 graphics is going to look a lot more recognizable than 2K15 graphics to 2K16 graphics. For the reason is that last year's graphics, in my opinion, were pretty damn good. So what I really like this right here. The post play looks very polished. It looks very fluent, and it just looks like really, a lot more like realistic movements out there. Just kind of the way he cradles the ball and whatnot. And this guy's kind of garbage anyway. So how much time we got left here on this video? All right, yeah, we're about halfway through it right now. And this guy's just garbage, playing simple. So who the heck plays with broadcasting cam anyway? Whatever that is. I always do the 2K cam. But yeah. So a lot of good things about this here. The crowd, you can't really see too much crowd engagement. I know that was kind of the big emphasis, was to really focus on, the crowd having their own kind of environment, and they would kind of react based on situations. Because in all due respect, I mean, in former 2K games, the crowd has always reacted the same. It's always been kind of the same generic, maybe you get some MVP chants here and there, which was kind of cool. But for the most part, though, the crowd always acts the same. So passing looks pretty decent on here. I mean, nothing too crazy with that. Okay, that was a pretty good shot right there. One thing I do like too is that there's no shot meter. I mean, I know that was information released a while ago, but really seeing it on here brings me back to like the vintage 2K days before the shot meter was even there, and you had to go in that practice facility and you had to get to know your players, man. You would do like an online league or something. You would draft like a certain player that you never played with before. There ain't no shot meter telling you when to release, man. You got to go in the gym. You got to put in that work to put into, to get that work going. So that was something I really liked about the game right here. What else we got going on here, man? It looks like we're pretty much at the end of this right here. I mean, there's a few more probably possessions left. One thing I do like right there is that Kyrie Irving actually passed the ball to Mozgov, then he cut to the basket. So that's pretty cool right here. We're actually going to see some free throw animations, and it looks pretty much the same. Iman Shumpert got his big freaking flat top going right there. And, he breaks that free throw. Everything's the same there, the high fives, animations. It looks pretty similar. But in my opinion, though, this 2K, it's not going to be that different than 2K15. Fact of the matter. We got the end of the video right there. It's not going to be that different from 2K15. The thing that I'm looking for 2K16 is, one, to tweak some of the cheese that we saw in this previous 2K game, which of course was the zigzagging. We didn't really see a good example of it there, the zigzag cheese, three-point cheese, and I really think that taking away that shot meter will actually help neutralize that in a way, kinda, maybe. We'll have to see about that. And then, of course, there was the fadeaway cheese with Larry Bird, stuff like that, but the post-game, I'm a little worried about that. I actually mentioned it to Gento on Twitter, and he actually agreed with me, too, saying that, it looks like they actually made the post-game more OP, but in a way, that can also be a good thing. I mean, I'm kind of sick of seeing players 2K players dominate from the aspect of being able to make a billion jump shots. I want to see a Tim Duncan get in that post and put in that work, like that's what I want to see. And I'm okay with that as long as it's kind of balanced out in a way. I want all aspects of offense to be balanced out. But I'm looking forward to the game. I'm looking forward to the new My Career mode. I'm looking forward to the Pro AM. I'm looking forward to some of the new game modes they're implementing into this game. And I really think that's what this year is all about, is having some new game modes put in, hopefully tweaking the gameplay and having it to be a little bit more respectable. Of course, no game is perfect. I'm actually looking forward to see what NBA Live does, because I really think if they up their game, and it looks like they are. I mean, they're definitely doing a good job on their end. It's definitely going to make for a competitive 2K basketball, or just basketball industry in general. So I'm looking forward to that. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about all this. What do you guys think about this gameplay here? Like I said, it's bootleg. It's really hard to see. You can't really grasp every little bit of it just based off this little footage, but it's something, right? The game's coming out pretty soon. So let me know in the comment section what you guys all think, and thank you all so much for watching.